from theoshay.com, vegan author, coach, and a conscious consumer. And today I'm going to talk about antioxidants. And so, how much do you know about antioxidants and what they do for you? Probably you will have heard of them. You would have heard of the term antioxidants. You would have heard of the term free radicals, that sort of thing. So I'm going to kind of give you a very quick layman's explanation about them. They're really awesome little critters, the antioxidants, because what they do is that they get into the body and they hunt around and they find the free radicals who are the ones doing all the damage, and they get rid of them. They basically tell them to naff off. So if you are at a point where you're kind of looking down the barrel at aging, and you're wanting to age gracefully, and you don't really want the aging process to kind of really kick in, then I would suggest that you really beef up your antioxidants. It is never too late to kick into antioxidants, and I am living proof of that, and I've already got into that age bracket. Yeah. So although it doesn't reverse the damage that has been done in the way of, because free radicals actually, they attack the cells, and that is why we do. It puts the body into what's called oxidative stress, which is the cellular damage, which essentially is the aging process. So I hope I've explained that correctly to you. So although I can't reverse the signs of the wrinkles, etc., other than just having a facelift, which I don't really want to do, I can beef up the antioxidants, which I have done, and so accordingly I have seen an improvement. It's not taken them away, and it never will, but I have definitely seen an improvement. But the good part is that I know that it's helping inside my body where I can't see as well. So that is really cool. So what you can kind of think of this oxidation, if you think of metal, something that's metal like your car or something like that, and it gets, the oxidation process happens, and it's called rust. And as the car gets older, it might get a little bit more rust in it. Well, same thing kind of happens with us. We get a little rusty. And I'm wondering actually if that is where that saying, the crusty rusty, comes from. But in actual fact, that is the oxidation, is the rust. Now, essentially, I can show you, where am I? Up here. If you have a look at the back of my hand, you will see these little brown spots. And if you, say, have a look at your mother, or if you're sort of like older, you can look at your own hands, but look at your mother or your grandmother, that sort of thing. Have a look at their hands and you will see those little brown spots. Now, essentially, all that is just little fat deposits that have oxidized or rusted. So there now are little rust spots. Now, when I went along to the doctor one time, the doctor said that I sort of said, what are these little brown spots? And he actually just sort of looked at me and said, they're just old age. They're old age spots. Nothing you can do about it. Yeah, that's just all they are. They're just a sign of old age. And you're getting older. That's not really what I want to hear. I actually want to hear what actually you can do this to help reduce them or prevent them. And in actual fact, once I learned about antioxidants, I started to beef up my intake of antioxidants, and I have found that those little spots have really diminished. They have not gone away, but they have really diminished. And I sort of like looked down at my hand one day and I thought, actually, they're not as bad. They're not nearly as bad as what they were. So I'm hoping that the antioxidants are kind of like the oil that is going to clear out those little rust spots. So that's basically what they are. So what foods should you be eating, to get the more antioxidants? Well, obviously, plant foods, plant-based foods are the best source of antioxidants. If you just take the humble little iceberg lettuce, which is basically all that is water, and the meat-eating people usually use it as a garnish. But if you have iceberg lettuce, that will have 17 units of antioxidants in it, as opposed to a piece of salmon, which will cost a fortune, a piece of salmon which will only have 3 units. So the iceberg lettuce, which is really right down on the lower tiers of antioxidants, has got 17 units, and the salmon has 3. Chicken, I think, has 5 units, so even that comes in underneath the lettuce. So what my point is that plant food is where you're going to get it, and it's what types of plant foods is going to determine how many you get. So what you can do, like berries are not all berries, but a lot of berries are really rich in antioxidants. Your fruits, your leafy green vegetables obviously have got a lot of antioxidants in it. Things like even just broccoli, putting some broccoli in there, broccoli flowers are fabulous. So, but how you can tell is if something goes brown when you slice it. So let's take an example. You have an apple, and you cut into an apple and open it up, and fairly quickly it will go brown. That is because the air is hitting the apple, and it is oxidizing it, so it's rusting it. You do the same to, say, like a rock melon. Cut that open, and you will find that will actually last a very long time without going brown. And the reason being is because it is rich in antioxidants. It's like your citrus fruits. It's why when you have bananas or apples or something like that in a fruit salad, you put a little bit of lemon juice on, and you will find that they don't go brown quite as quickly. That's because the antioxidants are acting against, or helping to stop that oxidation of those particular fruits. Some of the berries have up, like 1,000 units in them. That they really pack a punch. So if you're making smoothies, or if you are, and frozen fruits, frozen berries are amazing, because they, and all frozen foods are actually really, really good. They are the next one down from fresh. And in fact, frozen foods are the next one down from a food that is just picked out of the garden. Because when you go into the supermarket, you've got to remember that all those fruits and vegetables have travelled. They have been picked, they've been packed, and then they've gone into a truck, and then they have travelled to get to you. Some of them have been cool stored in the likes of, I know in our kiwi fruit industry, our avocados, they're all cool stored first. So it's a long time before we actually get them. So frozen is picked and force frozen right there and then. So you will get more nutrients in frozen fruits and veg than what you do sometimes in the supermarket ones. This is another reason why I really sort of push going to farmers markets. Because they all pick that day, that morning, and off they go to the market. So you really know that you have got fresh produce. So getting back to these antioxidants, the biggest powerhouse of all, herbs and spices. I can't say this enough. Herbs and spices are the best. They rock when it comes to healthy eating. They really, really do. And it doesn't take much to up the nutrient value of the meal. So for argument's sake, if you have a pasta dish and you've got wholemeal pasta and you've just made a tomato or marinara sauce, something like that over the top of it. So already it's it's got some antioxidants in it, it's got goodness in it, especially if you've homemade it. What you can do is to really, really boost it up is to get a teaspoon, and it's all it'll take, a teaspoon of dried oregano or marjoram, and just sprinkle that over the top. And already you will have boosted it by 150 units of antioxidants. If you are having a dessert or you are doing a particular smoothie that is a little sweeter, you can use a half a teaspoon of cinnamon and put that over the top, or put that into your smoothie, and you have another 100 units of antioxidants. So if you kind of think of it that way, that if you use your herbs and spices as a way of just boosting and getting that power shot of health into your nutrient value into your food, you're on a winner. So rule of thumb to remember is if it goes brown, it's oxidating. Okay, it's rusting. If it doesn't go brown, it's got the antioxidants in it. And that possibly is the best way to kind of think of it. So that's it for today. And so until next time we meet, have great food, whack some herbs or spices in there as well, and be compassionate to all animals, including humans. And I will see you again soon. Subscribe here if you want to. Bye for now.